Oh my god!
The World Ends With You is coming to Nintendo Switch. Plus, we're adding in Link and Zelda outfits based on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana journeys onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. Nah, I'm just kidding, it was actually pretty awesome. I don't know why I keep trying to predict what Nintendo is going to do because they just keep throwing curveballs. I can't keep up. None of us can keep up with Nintendo right now. The only thing I really got right was they showed some Kirby and the date. They did it yesterday on the 11th. So I was right about those, but everything else was a huge surprise. I loved it. I wish it wasn't a mini. It was only 15 minutes long. It was just shy of 15 minutes, but it was cram-packed with a lot of information that I want to go through pretty much everything, but highlight my favorite parts, the weird parts, the wacky parts, the really cool things that they're doing, the ports, the announced dates of some of the games that we've been waiting for over a year. So, Nintendo Direct. I'm sure you've seen it. It was like #1 on trending on YouTube yesterday. The Switch just killing it. Let's talk about some Nintendo Direct mini goodness right now. The very first thing they started with was a World Ends With You remix trailer, and that is such a great idea. We've known for a while now there's been some HD rumblings about a World Ends With You 2 coming to the Switch, so bringing the first one over is such a great idea. It's a fantastic DS game that I really feel not enough people played. To be honest, I haven't even finished it, but it's a really great game that needed to see more light. If we were just getting this first game final remix alone, I would be happy, but leading into a sequel, perfect. Build the hype. I'm excited. I want to play that game now. There is some DLC coming for Pokemon Tournament DX. New Pokemon. I'm not really too fussed. I haven't played much of that game. It's okay. I can see its merits as a fighter, but I never really got stuck into it. I'm happy for the fans of that game that they're getting some new characters, but we are getting Hyrule Warriors and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze being ported over to the Switch. And I think at this point it stands to reason that every decent Wii U game is going to be coming to the Switch. It also tells me that we're probably not going to be seeing a new Donkey Kong game for a little bit, and this is a filler for the next couple years while they work on something else possibly. I had a feeling that maybe we'd see Hyrule Warriors on the Switch, but it definitely wasn't my first guess. And at this point, after not having heard anything in the first year, I completely written that off. So I'm excited that it's coming because I never played the 3DS counterpart, and this game is the 3DS and Wii U version smushed into one, with some extra outfits for Link and Zelda in the style of their Breath of the Wild attires. If you didn't play Hyrule Warriors, as I'm sure a lot of people didn't because it was on Wii U, it was a really fun game. And playing it portable without being tied to being about 3 feet away from your Wii U, I'm definitely excited to pick this one back up. So yeah, I'm not sure what's left at this point. Super Mario Maker, I think pretty much every decent Wii U game's come over. I don't think they'll do Yoshi Woolly World because there's a new Yoshi coming out. We might finally be at the end of the good Wii U. Oh, we could see Toad Treasure Tracker. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, also in Donkey Kong, they introduced a new character, Funky. Well, not a new character, but a new character to this game for the Switch version. And it looks like you can almost play Sonic style with Funky. You can kind of roll through all the... Kind of weird saying funky. It's not a word I say much. We have a new Mario Tennis game, Mario Tennis Aces. I've never really been into the Mario Tennis games. I don't really care for sports in general, but they've included a story mode in this game. The first time a Mario Tennis game's had a story mode since GBA. I think that's a really smart move because it's pretty much the only way I'm gonna play the game, and I'm sure that goes for a lot of other people. I just don't want to buy a tennis game. If you have a story mode, on the other hand, now I'm more intrigued. Something I'm actually really excited for a reason that a lot of you aren't gonna like, is Ys 8, because I haven't played this game yet. It's been out on the PlayStation 4 for a while. I haven't picked it up and I haven't played it, but it kind of looks exactly how I wanted Xenoblade to be and exactly how I wanted Xenoblade 2 to play. And now I can have this game on the Switch portable, and it might fill that gap, fill that void that I wanted to have filled from Xenoblade 2. Don't hate me for that. It just looks, personally for me, it looks like a much more enjoyable RPG. Very similar style, but without auto-attacking, which apparently I didn't like, and a lot of you didn't understand why I didn't like, but I'm excited to play Ys 8. There is free downloadable content coming to Mario Odyssey, and this is the one thing from the Direct that kind of made me go, I don't know, just whatever, I don't really care too much. It's added an online mode for players to come into the same world, I guess, and interact, but it's not really anything that looks too crazy. You hide a balloon, and then other players try and find that balloon, and Nintendo is killing it lately with the things they are giving us, like free add-on, but I'm probably not going to be playing too much of Hide My Balloon. New DLC for Mario & Rabbids, which was something that we saw coming way back when the game came out. After all, it is made by Ubisoft, and Ubisoft does love DLC, but I am actually really excited for this DLC. It has Donkey Kong as a playable character, and those of you that watch my channel for a while will know that I absolutely loved Mario & Rabbids. I think that was one of the best games that came out last year, so I am all for diving back in with a brand new character, hopefully some additional story, some new maps, some new gameplay, a banana, a boomerang banana. I don't want to play into the stereotype, but I am Australian, so give me that boomerang. I didn't feel good about that joke. We finally have a date for the port of Payday 2, which is February 27th. We also saw the exclusive content, which was a new character called Joy. Mask lights up like the Joy-Cons, which I thought was pretty cool. She has her own weapon sets. Another new feature they added to the Switch was HD rumbling support. HD rumbling? HD rumble support. It really does seem like they've taken the game and they've done their best to implement it on the Switch and take full use of all the Switch's features, which I like a lot. Adding new content, obviously, is a great idea. I've said for a long time now I'm excited for this game because there isn't too many great co-op experiences on the Switch right now. We have Resident Evil Revelations 2, which I've been having a lot of fun playing in co-op, but this is one of them. Get some friends and co-op it up, and I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to that game. I'm glad it's coming out relatively soon. Expect to see me streaming that bad boy. We had an update on the games Fee and Celeste coming to the Switch, two really awesome looking games, but I'm gonna breeze past those because we have the biggest, probably the biggest news. I woke up this morning right now as I'm filming this to my Twitter being absolutely blown up and bombarded from people saying, hey, are you going to talk about Dark Souls Remastered coming to the Switch? There is a huge following for this game that I've never really dived into or been a part of. I've played a couple of the games for a little bit and I got my ass kicked. I've talked about it a few times on this channel before. I'm not a huge fan of the series just because every time I've picked it up to play it, I've been absolutely destroyed and haven't invested the time to actually get good at the game. But I guess here's my chance. I've been putting it off for the longest time, but if you don't know already, which I'm sure everyone in the world does, Dark Souls Remastered is coming to the Switch. I think it's a great idea. Obviously, as I said, it has a huge following, so it's going to promote sales for the Switch. I'm all for any game that does that, even if I personally don't care for the game too much. But I definitely am going to pick it up and see how it runs on the Switch, see how it plays, and do my damnedest to actually finish it, and I'm sure I'll be streaming a lot of that and streaming a lot of my frustration. So obviously the takeaway from all of this is ports city, and now that's not a bad thing at all. I would have loved to have heard more about Pokemon, as I said. I would have loved to have seen more of Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime, you name it. There was so much I wanted to see from this and I didn't. They threw that curveball out there and showed me some things I didn't expect, but mostly it was just a ton of ports. That is in no way a bad thing though. This is the Switch, this is Nintendo showing us, hey, all these games that are coming out on these other systems this year, guess what? We're getting them too. Remember this favorite game that you love so much? You can play it on the Switch now and you can play it portable. Remember the Wii U? Did you ever want to play these games but you didn't have a Wii U because no one did? Well, here's your chance to finally pick it up, and guess what? They're all definitive versions and the best way to play them anyway. I would have loved, as I said, to hear something new, something first party other than a tennis game, so just something to get me all juiced up for this year, but I'm sure we're going to be hearing more and more and more as the months go on. So I loved it. It was just a mini, and I definitely feel they called it a mini and made it mini because they knew they weren't bringing anything insane to the table, just a bunch of really cool little things. I'm excited to buy pretty much 90% of what was announced in that mini. That 15 minutes told me that my wallet was going to be hurting a lot this year, so I'm almost glad it didn't go on any longer. And my biggest takeaway, the thing that I now have 100% confirmed in my head is I do not know what to expect from Nintendo. I've been following Nintendo, as I said, for the longest time. In the past, I've been able to kind of decently predict things they're going to do. Throughout the entire Wii U, I almost had it mapped out in my head as to it's going to be lame, but I also kind of know what's going to happen. The Switch from the start has been, oh, really? Okay, well, I was wrong. So from now, if I ever do predictions again, it's going to be more what I want, but I have no idea what to expect. I love it. It's a guessing game. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised, and I love it. But what did you guys think of the Direct? Did you hate it? Was it too many ports? Did you not see the thing you wanted to see, and now you're gonna sell your Switch to the pawnbrokers and buy some chewing gum instead? I don't know. Let me know down below what you thought of the Direct. Remember to like this video, subscribe, And guess what? I'm wearing my own shirt. I finally got one. If you want to support the show, you can head over to Bonfire and pick up one of these shirts. I feel weird wearing my own merch. It's the first time ever I've done it, actually. But I think it's a really cool shirt. I just wanted to wear it this one time to show it off. So if you want one, links down below as to where to grab one. That's all from me. I'm going to edit this video now. It's about 3 in the morning, and apparently I'm going to PAX this weekend in San Antonio. So if any of you are going to be anywhere near San Antonio, come to PAX. Say hi. Although I think it's sold out, so good luck with that. Well, it ends with you, huh? We'll see about that.